Hey, I hope that you are doing well. This is Kira, and I am so thankful that you've decided to hang out with me on YouTube. If you are not subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell, so that way you can be informed of other videos and Ascension updates that are coming to you on this channel, as well as being prepared for individual Ascension readings and forecasting based upon your sun sign. So just a quick disclosure, no, I am not an astrologer, but in this video I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit more about how my gifts came online and how I serve the collective. But I want to get right to the meat and potatoes, if you will, of your Ascension reading for the month of September. So I look at timelines, you guys, and this is one way that I train my students as well, is to really, utilize your psychic senses, utilize the clairsenses, and let them nourish and talk to each other, so that way you get full integration of your multidimensional consciousness in the body. And something that has just been a huge part of my life ever since I was 14 years old has been what I call cosmic and earth ascension updates. From the time I was 14 years old, and some of my experiences just kind of busted me open in the church, I have been able to be consciously tapped into other realms, other planets, and some of my visions that started during that time had to do with the solar flares. So that's a lot of why I will talk about solar energy, because I've been kind of like hanging out with this connection for about 20 years and counting. So the energy, we're going to start with September 11th. This is being recorded on the 12th. But the 11th through the 18th, we are in what I'm calling like a soul timeline reversal, meaning from the fourth dimension, where we have been, sorry, there's a dove, not too, I was hearing something as a little dove. So our souls have been, cleansing, and whether it be past lives, which are connected to the current life that you're living here on Earth. The Akashic plane, the Akashic records, is full of data that the soul has, soul memories and that have played out and connected to the human vessel in this lifetime, and of course other intergalactic histories as well. But we're moving through this type of timeline reversal right now, which is so exciting, because that means for us, we get to cleanse a tremendous amount of data in the Akashic planes or the Akashic records, and that's naturally happening by grace, as well as the cosmic alignments. Not just astrological cosmic alignments, but I kind of look at something different. I'm looking at timelines, so how time and space interacts. This is just the way that I'm wired, you guys. If you want any more training or deeper training in your own gifts, you can join the Utopia Academy or hang out with me one-on-one. But I look at time space, so the fourth dimension, and how cosmic influences will move through matter and influence us here on Earth. And so I'm seeing in the fourth dimension a huge shift when it comes to a purge. And I know that for some of us over the last 2.5 weeks, if you've been feeling tired, if you've been overly, I don't want to say overly emotional, but really in touch with your feelings, if you will, if you're purging, if people are leaving your life right now, and new people coming in, relationships deepening and or being severed, this is, you're right in the right space, because we're in this space right now, the 11th through the 18th is what I'm seeing, is where we are kind of moving, and I know we're in Mercury Retrograde as well, but we're in this quick, like, hey, I'm just going to revisit like the last 20 years of my life or so, take a quick evaluation. Does this resonate with where I'm going? If not, like, it's quickly leaving our life. So let the skin shed this month, and just remember that skin shedding, it's not like, okay, I take it off, I'm done, ready to go. It's, there's a process. I'll just use my tattoo, the serpent, right? Her skin sheds, and it's, just think of it as scale by scale, okay? Layer by layer. So the whole month of September, you're shedding skin. And so let that be a daily and evening process, day by day, night by night, day by day, night by night. And know that you are very quickly, even though it may sound or feel like it's taking a long time, you guys, we are moving quickly. And I'm just so proud of you. I want you to know that now, so I look at portal energy as well. So now through April, okay, September is a really good marker in our calendar year for beginnings and new beginnings and purging. And so usually like September, the month of September is really going to be programming us through the winter and or summer, wherever you're at on the globe. And it's going to align us for our creations and or what will be ending in the month of April or May of 2023. So right now we're always creating our future. So right now what you are allowing into your life is really what's going to be building up and truly coming into not only mental understanding, but emotional and spiritual strength in the months of April and May of 2023. So just know that, you know, what you're letting go of, you're starting to nourish these seeds, okay? You're creating nutrients for your soil. You're maybe pulling some weeds right now, and just tend your garden in the month of September as you are also shedding skin, okay? And just know that you are forecasting for the life that you are building, the life you're going to be creating, and what you want your reality to be in the early spring or winter months, depending on where you're at on the globe, okay? So just be aware of that, because as time-space shifts, this is what I want to get to now, just super exciting. The way that the ethers have shifted over the last 3 weeks is very important. And I'm going to talk about the sun right now. So the solar flares, let me back up. In creation, the suns are carriers of divine coding, okay? And they, very similar to in our brains, they have a neural, all of creation is like a neural network, okay? And so, and creation is designed for life, right? And so just like our bodies are in constant repair, and each cell to cell is sharing information. Hey, this is running properly over here, or this part of the body isn't so much, so let's send reinforcements, right? So the same is going on in the universe. And so in our area of the universe, I'm just going to stack it like this. We have the Milky Way galaxy, and then we have our solar system, and then we're kind of narrowing this down to the planets in our solar system, and then of course Earth, because we're on Earth and we're interested in, what are we moving through. So as time-space continues to shift, we have our sun that is gathering information from not only the galactic center, as there's been a shift in the galactic center, but also from the central sun. So if you look at my very first video on this page, I'm talking about the central sun, and the central sun is so important. But behind that, there's these fields, and I can train you to move through these dimensions and cultivate these gifts yourself. And if you're looking to study, I didn't know if you know this, but you can work with me for $33 a week in the Utopia Academy. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end of this video. But it's so exciting because you can discover this for yourself through the development of your multidimensional gifts. And so behind the central sun is what I call the solar fields, okay? And the suns, when I experience them, not only is there heat, which is light and resonance and sound, and as well as information, but there are tones, and these sounds, they come together and they'll share information. So what I've been seeing for this summer, okay, is the solar fields are widening, okay, and they're starting to push a lot of data towards the central sun, which is pushing data to our sun. Now that the sun and the solar flares, which I'm going to talk about, and I'm probably going to release an auditory channeling that I did about 2 weeks ago on this platform as well, so make sure you look out for that. Again, like, subscribe, hit the bell. So the solar energy is going to start changing. So your solar flares in this star system are going to start getting more intense, and the solar energy, the plasma energy, the photonic energy, I already said plasma energy, is going to start breaking up a lot of the dimensional consciousness from 0 to the 6th dimension. Okay, and it will break this down a little bit more. You know, pure dimensions and frequencies and suns and what the fuck are you talking about, right? There's a lot going on. So the solar energy is being amplified in our star system right now, and we're like, right, the third rock from the sun, right? So we have a huge connection, and we're feeling it. We have the I'm in the United States, and so we have the West Coast, right? It's getting really, really warm. The temperatures are rising all over the planet. And to be honest with you, I personally feel that this is a very natural phenomena. Do humans have a vital role as far as some of the decay on our planet? Of course, naturally. But the solar cycles that are happening right now are literally stimulating more life, stimulating new codes, stimulating the human species. It's not just us, the creepy colors, the birds of the air, the fish of the sea. We share this planet with other conscious, sentient beings all over the planet, inner Earth, in our atmosphere. There's a lot of different realms, and there's a lot of life on this planet. And the solar energy is transmitting and transmuting what does not serve Mother Terra. And so we have an influence in the month of September from the 11th dimension all the way down to the 3rd, okay? So one of the ways that I train my students, oh, there's a train. You guys bear with me in this video, okay? I could not have planned this better. There's a train, so just bear with me, okay? I'll try to speak a little bit louder. We're pretty close. I'm pretty close to the video, so I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. So the influence from the 11th dimension down, from what I'm seeing, is not only naturally coming from a harmonization in the cosmos, but the sun is speeding up the timelines. Okay, so the time-space interference, to where the human body, the human vessel, can experience more release, experience more integration. Okay. So we're all in different stages of growth. We're all in different stages of soul evolution. And the way that we are, naturally being programmed right now is for full harmonization and evolution of our species to come online. Let your mastery drop into the body, get out of the way, and let God do God's wonders, which is move higher consciousness through the cosmos. Wherever you are living, just literally soak up the sun, soak up the life, soak up these divine codes. Get out of the way, so that way the higher dimensional frequencies can begin to influence the lower dimensional frequencies. So when I'm teaching manifestation, or if I'm teaching you and training you in your multidimensional gifts, we are getting out of the way in the 3rd dimension, and we're opening ourselves up consciously. Consciously is key. Conscious connection and awareness is key to higher vibrational states. And this usually translates through sensation. So I was just having a conversation with one of my students today, and she was like, I'm feeling all this stuff in my body, Kira, what's going on? And I want you guys to know that you're not crazy, okay? Our nervous system is one of the key factors to integrating the higher dimensional energy into our bodies. So if you start feeling these openings, if you start feeling like, I don't want to say jitters, like, how coffee can give you jitters or caffeine can give you jitters, but adjustments, like little shifts in the body, or little openings. It's through the subtle energy field. We can feel this, of course, very physically, because there's a transference of energy, there's a transference of data, and the nervous system, our bioelectromagnetic field, is responsible for monitoring our surroundings. And that's not just through the 5 senses or the material world, our interdimensional surroundings. And that's one of the way that I train you guys, is cultivating interdimensional awareness and applying your gifts through the dimensions and harnessing it in the body, so that way you can not only free yourself, but participate in the shift in consciousness, whether that be professionally or personally. It doesn't matter. We're all coming online, and we're all going through this rebirth and graduating together. Okay, it's really such a phenomenal time to be alive. And so I just want to thank each and every one of you for your service and your work in the world, because I truly believe that we chose this life. We chose to come in during this lifetime, and it is just with great amplification that we are. What I mean by great amplification, an amplification of life. We get to amplify one another. We get to share codes. We get to share knowledge. We get to share information. We get to share study. We get to share eons of what our soul has mastered. And so there's going to be a greater call for people to begin to step into their purpose. Maybe you are a healer and it's time for you to start sharing, or maybe you're a spiritual entrepreneur and it's time for you to make a shift and start sharing other areas of your expertise, or maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you're sitting on all this intergalactic data that that you're ready to share with the human race, or maybe you're a spiritual teacher at night, or you're getting all this information, but like by day you're a banker and it's time to make a career shift, or maybe not even a career shift, but it's time to let your soul speak. And that's really what these solar flares are doing, is it's breaking up what is incongruent with the core of our soul, the core of how we can be expressing ourselves. So know that the solar flares, one thing that I wanted to share with you is I'm seeing that the center of the sun and the way that the solar flares are going to start looking and expanding, and their reach to the earth is going to be different. Like I'm starting to see, like, I don't know if you guys know what the what is it called? The flower. Oh, it's the egg of life, not the flower of life, the egg of life. So if you research sacred geometry, I'm starting to see that the core of the sun is going to start like building these like bubbles on the inside. So the flares are going to like bubble up inside the sun, and then it's going to start shooting. And it's going to build like this egg of life inside of it. And then it's going to start getting, pretty intense. And so the reason why our gifts are so important is because for multiple reasons. One, we get to train our senses. It helps us navigate the third dimension as well as the fourth dimension. So third dimension, we'll just say the material world, how you interface with human beings and all of life every single day. The fourth dimension is time space. This is where a lot of the purging and above, well, it's really like fourth through eighth right now. Like anything below the soul plane through the fourth dimension, there's this big purge happening right now intergalactically, as well as what's in the body. So the solar energy is assisting us in our soul's evolutionary path. And there were some dates. I want to go back to this real quick. The 15th through the 23rd is where we have this timeline. So write this down. The 15th through the 23rd is the time to intercept our highest timeline. Okay, so today's the 12th, 13th, 14th. So in 3 days, you guys, like ground down, focus, allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, but then reframe, restructure, and pivot your energy, your mental, emotional, spiritual energy, as well as your body. Keep your spirit calm. Okay, I know there's a lot of shit going on. I'm sure that everybody in their own way is moving through the fluctuations of life and the emotions of life, but your gifts, and this is why it's so important that we as evolved beings master and learn how to utilize our gifts, is because they're in direct correlation with the I am presence, and your I am presence is omnipresent. Okay, and when you are truly omnipresent in the body, you have awareness, understanding, and you are able to answer your own answers. You're able to forecast, you're able to use your psychic energy, you're able to have instant knowing and move your life in the direction it needs to go. This is one way that I train you guys, and again, you can work with me for $33 a week, or if you want the second tier to the Utopia Academy, is $111 a week, and this is where you have access to 4 of my accredited certification courses in the healing arts. If you want, you can just check the link below or email me, kira@kiraaudrin.com, and myself or one of my team members can help you answer questions if you have any questions. So the solar energy is helping us right now manifest. And when I say manifest, I'm not saying hanging out in dream state, you know, oh, I'm manifesting my Hannah's timeline. No, take action. Taking action, aligned action. And what I mean by alignment is not an emotional alignment. It is an awareness. Having the awareness that I am fully aware that in all of my being, this is what I need to dedicate my mind, my emotions, my heart, my soul, and pour into to change my life, okay? And what you do for yourself ripples out to the collective consciousness. It is so important. So the solar energy is going to be transforming more data. This is our RNA, so RNA programs DNA, and then at the cellular molecular level, okay? There's a huge crystalline restructure that's happening. I don't know if you guys know this, but we have crystals in our brains. So it's very important, very vital that we cleanse ourselves with like vibrations. So I know that, like, I remember growing up, and I would, like, as a kid, I would put crystals on my body, and then like I remember being in high school, like it was kind of like a taboo thing to have crystals, but I would like kind of sneak them in, and I would start taping crystals to my head, and my family thought I was just absolutely insane. But now we're seeing, you know, crystalline technology is definitely a thing. And I just highly encourage every single one of you, every single one of us, to bring more crystals. And they don't have to be, I'm just looking around my atmosphere, they don't have to be, you know, this is a beautiful piece of work by John Ferris. They don't have to be like, you know, pretty shiny crystals. They can be like, this is a pebble, you know, for example. They can be, you know, what I call ugly rocks, right? You can just go outside and, you know, get some crystals that are, or rocks that are charged, and lay them on the body. Those are probably the best, to be honest with you right now, to help you integrate, because they're already full of that crystalline data that's coming in. They're helping us integrate. Just know that the solar flares are going to continue to manipulate and influence the mental plane, the physical body, the emotional plane, and the spiritual body. So what I mean by the physical body is sometimes you're really tired, okay? Like if you're really lethargic and tired, okay, and quick disclosure, I am not a doctor. Of course, if you're tired, go to your doctor and see if there's something, you know, some sort of underlying issue. However, just remember that that we're converting a lot of energy. So our bodies, you know, our storage units inside have to transfer this energy. So we might get really tired or like fully energized. It just depends on the individual. The emotional body can purge. You know, this is where I encourage each and every one of you to feel what you need to feel, to do your best not to project onto one another. Do your best to just, you know, keep it cool. I'm not saying bypass any work or conversations that are necessary for you and your growth, but, you know, just know that people are moving, like we're moving really fast, and it's you know, just sit back and give yourself some grace, give other people some grace too, and just know that they're moving through, you know, this phenomenal time in our lifetime. And emotions are rock, they're all over the place. The mental body, the mental planes are fully getting shattered, you guys, because the mind wants to control, the mind wants information, the mind wants to calculate, and it's the mind that steers consciousness, okay? So this is where your gifts come into play, to where you can, you know, take a higher approach. And this is where I train my students to where they can, you know, open up to the higher dimensional planes. And you can do this too. You open up to the higher dimensional planes, and then you allow that sensation, you allow that vibration to come through and begin to influence the lower frequencies. And when I say lower, I don't mean like good or bad. It's all perspective depending on the quantum field that you're participating, which we're participating in all, but I mean a conscious, connected awareness and how you are working interdimensionally, okay? So just know that we're going to keep on moving through this. So to allow yourself to I don't even want to say ground anymore, because harmonization is where it's at. We're going to have an increased awareness in our timelines and manifesting for the rest of this month. Again, I say here the 15th through the 23rd is where it really peaks. So utilize that time. So any rituals, any ceremonies, slowing down sometimes, slow down to speed up. So utilize those dates to your advantage. Ascension. So Ascension after the 23rd is really about like, so the 23rd through like the 26th is kind of like a void, like it's slow, like data's like starting to speed up, if you will. So the collective consciousness is going to kind of like get jolted and like, okay, oh, we're coming online now. So your gifts are going to be coming online. The collective neural network, I think telepathy is going to definitely be increasing, and global telepathy, okay, especially those of you who are participating, you are trying to send signals out to your brothers and sisters, the other star seeds, hey, where you guys at? Just know that we're all coming online, and it's just such a great time to be alive and practice. This body, this piece of technology is so important to nourish and take care of during this time. So if you're feeling like you can increase hydration or change the way that you're approaching your body, some of those things could be coming up right now naturally for your life, because of the way that we're harmonizing, because of the call to purify, because where we're going interdimensionally on this planet, you guys, especially through this I'm saying winter because I'm in the Western Hemisphere in the United States, and so we're going to be harmonizing in such a way where we really need to keep our bodies in congruence with the speed, okay, in the quantum fields, because we've been operating mostly at like an upper third dimensional, fourth dimensional planet, and we're starting to kick our asses into gear for the next 5 years, where we're going to start flipping into the higher fourth dimensional planes. That's why the Akashic records, the soul purges, the past life, the ancestral healing has been such I'll say like really popular as far as those of us who are doing this work, not only as facilitators, because really after 2017 it was like, okay, we're moving the planet towards more of a fourth dimensional planet, which means we need to process all this data. Okay, so this is where we're getting ready to move towards. So you guys, we're releasing really quick. This is what I have for you for the collective reading for the rest of September. Make sure that you watch your sun sign reading, and those of you who follow the astrology, you can also watch your sun, moon, and rising. I'm not bringing astrology into this space. I am just I've been guided to serve you guys a little bit deeper in a manner to where we can streamline this a little bit more. So I'm just looking at the cosmic compositions of each sun sign, and how each individual, based upon their sun sign, can navigate ascension. Okay, I want to tell you about the Utopia Academy. So this is my new membership that I'm coming out with, and it's not going anywhere, you guys. I'm really excited. So you can study your multidimensional gifts with me, put them into practice for $33 a week. And so what we're going to be doing is we meet one time a month live. So we're practicing a very gentle yoga session, followed by a sound bath for harmonization. We're moving into one spiritual or multidimensional gift development training per month. You're getting worksheets, you're getting homework. We're working through yoga philosophy, mantra, mudra, manifestation. I'm giving you my a monthly ascension what I call a crystal map. So this is going to be basically, I read the energy and I get the exact crystalline energy that you're going to need for your body that month, and it's going to be collective. Again, when you get trained in your own gifts, or if you already have this awareness, you can, you know, it's basically like creating a crystal grid for the whole body for yourself. You can do that, of course. We're going to be moving through shamanic practices, and I'm training you how to navigate Ascension and so much more. And then the second tier, so the first tier is called the Sacred Initiation. The second tier is called the Activator, and the Activator is $111 a week. You get access to 4 of my accredited certification courses in the healing arts. So this is your levels 1 through 4 Reiki teacher training. It's Usui and Seikin Reiki. It is access to my 6-month training. It's your multidimensional practitioner certification course. And this has an emphasis on the soul star and working with the soul star and medical mediumship. I train you how to see inside the body as well as the auric field. You also get access to levels 1 and 2 of your auric field trainer reading. And then you get access to the womb work, which also comes with prerequisites, as well as in 2019 I developed a course. It's called the Yoga of Business. So a little bit of yoga philosophy and how to create and sustain your business for entrepreneurs who are in the healing arts, who are in health and wellness, who are in coaching or the metaphysics as well, who are very conscious in what they're bringing into the marketplace. So if you would like information, if you want to sign up right now, we start the 18th, that's this Sunday, but you can join anytime, and right when you sign up you have full access. But we are live the 18th, so we're live once a month. If you have any questions, just reach out to me, and make sure that you watch the videos to come. I love you so much, and I thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is Kira Audrin, and it is a pleasure to serve you. Bye.